everyone. Hello, 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 and welcome back to the Sickle Cell Mental Health and Wellness Initiative. We are so happy to be with you this Thursday evening at our new time and new date. It's, I guess, same time, new date, but it's so exciting to be here. We've been away for some time, but we are back at least for this month of October. So, except for, I guess, next week, we do have SCGAA next week. So, I hope to see many of your faces there, but we're so excited to be on with you tonight. It will be tonight myself, Heather Avant, and my co-host tonight, Dima.
Hello, everybody. I am Dima Hendricks, and I am so happy to be with you guys today. I hope that you are enjoying this relaxing Thursday. I hope it's relaxing for you. And we are just going to get right into it and just talk about this busy Sickle Cell Awareness Month. I know for me, it was busy. I know it was busy for you warriors, and we need to take this time to chill, woosah, and just reflect on what has happened and transpired this past month.
Absolutely. It has been so much. This month has, I think, it chewed me up a little bit and spit me out on the other end. I feel a little chewed up. But let me tell you, I am so thankful that I was able to experience this month with all of the warriors. I've met so many amazing providers, caregivers, and warriors in this space. This month has truly been an amazing blessing. Dima, tell us a little bit about what you worked on this month.
Well, September was an exciting month for me. I competed in an international pageant and I was first runner up. That was the first week of September. So yeah, I did okay. I was having a crisis, experiencing a little crisis while I was there competing.
Oh,
So I
goodness.
wasn't really my best, but I did okay. Um, on my off days while I was there, we went to Disney World. Um,
Oh, that sounds
yeah,
like fun.
I'm the big kid at heart that has a fit when I see Mickey, like a big kid.
Yeah.
So we saw Tiana and Mickey Mouse and Rapunzel, and Rapunzel called my friend my hair. She called our hair braids, and my friend who's a loctician who does my hair, who's with me, she gladly, politely corrected Rapunzel and said, "No, ma'am, they are locks." And so, yeah, we had fun reading her for filth. And we were just, we had a great time in Magic Kingdom. And I'm looking forward to going back and trying again next year. So that was the first part. When I got back home, I, I had an interview with CNN about the importance of blood donations. I was very active with my nonprofit through the pain. Oh my God, I still have more interviews coming up with about my partnership with the American Red Cross. And to let you guys know, there is a blood shortage, and we need to. And a lot of us have chronic transfusions and need apheresis or blood exchanges. Um, we're not getting those blood exchanges because of the blood shortage. So please tell your friend and tell your family, tell your kids, tell your wives and your all your
Tell
that
your people.
they need to donate blood. So
Yes.
uh, I'm out full, but I'm still actively doing all of the sickle cell month things in October.
Yeah, there has been a little bit of I guess, a spillover, even for myself. So I understand that
Yeah.
spillover.
How about you? How was your month?
Oh, this month was crazy, right? I kicked off the month with kind of really pushing out blood donation.
Mhm.
There was a couple of different drives that I went to over the month. My husband always goes to one with me. We always try to do one, and we take our son because we like him to see
Yeah.
what that process is at a young age. My son has sickle cell trait,
Mhm.
so he will be able to donate one day. And it's important. So we take the whole family. We all go. We all support, and we watch Daddy donate blood. And my son like is completely freaked out by it. He's like, "Oh my god!" but he sees that it's something that happens, and he understands that it supports mommy.
Mhm.
So we did that. I traveled to Houston. I worked on a with a coalition with Dr. Tutalopi Fasipe. So that was a lot of fun and really interesting, and I learned a lot. I also went home this month to be with my dad, which was really sweet. I got to surprise him on his birthday. That was
Oh,
completely
that's
not
cool.
sickle related. It was just more heart work for
Mhm.
me. And I closed out the month by, pretty sure I went somewhere, but I don't know where, but there was a health fair somewhere in there. Uh, and not to mention just lots of posting. I have been a social media butterfly. I am not that way. Lots of meetings, trying to basically make the change and changing behind the scenes. Everyone hears me say all the time, I get sick of looking at my own face, but unfortunately, I feel like it's everywhere and you see it
Yes.
everywhere. So, just trying to make the change behind the scenes and get real movement and really, bring down my gavel a little while, all while think kind of being a little burnt out from just this season. It's been a busy season. I've been traveling for about on and off for about 9 weeks with very small breaks in between. So I haven't really spent a lot of time at home. So that's been a little bit of a challenge for me. My body's definitely feeling it.
Right. We also both were at featured in the Sickle Cell Prodigy campaign this month too.
Yeah.
You don't even remember.
I don't because it was like drinking from a fire hose this one. So I don't
Oh,
remember. Yes, that did happen now that you bring it up.
that's hilarious.
This
It's
is
been
what happens when you do all the things. I think you've heard me on here say like I think learning to say no. And it's so funny
mm,
that I say no more than I say yes, but even still, I still feel like there's moments where, I'm drinking through the hose. And I think that that gets us always back to like remembering what matters
right,
to
right.
us, what's important to you. I was at my doctor's and I was complaining about my pain, I think, as we do. And she said to me, well, you have to make choices. If it's not paying you and it's not bringing you joy, then why are you doing it?
Right.
And I was like, is it really that simple? And so I talked to my mom about it. My mom, I love my mom. She's like, she's like the most kind, sound advising board. And she's like, yeah, she has a point. If it's not bringing you joy, if it doesn't spark joy, and if it's not paying you, then
It's
why why are you doing it? So, yeah. How about you? What are your thoughts on this month?
so this month was a whirlwind, and I think moving forward, what I need to do is plan my year in December
Mm,
and carve out time, strategically carve out time to take a time out during the months of November and December and have that be my strategic planning time. And I say that because it not only involves how like it gives me something to look forward to. Of course, it gives me that holiday time and allows me to sit down and be with my family.
yeah.
So I'm actually going to not not book anything. I was supposed to go to Ash in December
Yeah.
and different conferences. I was supposed to go. I wanted to go to SCDAA.
Yeah.
It's
That's
just
coming
a
up next week.
lot, right? And I'm not going. So there's like a lot of things um, that I just kind of declined right now because I want to just don't want to be overwhelmed, and I just
Hmm.
save. I just want to hold space for my family. So I don't feel like I've been able to hold space um, in the way that I want it, in the way that I want to.
I recognize that.
Yeah.
And I mean, that really fits into, I think a lot of warriors' lives, a lot of our lives, and not even that as a caregiver. I mean, I'm a caregiver to my child, You're a
Mm.
mom, you're a caregiver. Sharonda caregivers for her nephews, and it is work when you are at home taking care of babies. So it doesn't matter how old the babies are, right? It's an investment of you giving in and pouring into others. And I'm learning even now, it's okay to not always be on.
Yeah.
We took a little moment before the call to just not be on, and and we recognize that it can be a really hard time to just not to always be on. Having a bad day, it's almost like as a warrior, it's not allowed because we're supposed to have good days even when we're feeling well.
Right.
When they're like, well, you feel good, so you should be having a good way. Your body feels good. You should be having a good day. Well, what if my body feels good and I'm having a really bad day or a really hard day emotionally? Um, I know I've been challenged lately of like um, taking off the mask, so to speak, the mask of I'm always okay. I think when people ask you how are you, the polite answer is just to say I'm okay. When in reality, I'm like behind the scenes, I'm like I'm drowning. Okay, left me 3 months ago. I was okay 2 months ago. Um, so I think we have to really think about how we address ourselves and how we look into ourselves. I think Dama is muted or paused. Looks like she's frozen. So we'll wait for her to pop back. But I want to hear from you if anyone is in our audience or if anyone has logged in with us this evening. Hi, Etta. What are your thoughts about wearing that mask, how we always put on that performance for others, or how we always have to appear okay even when we're not, because sometimes we do get a little busy. We're in seasons of frenzy or seasons of busyness. How do we, as warriors, caregivers, as humans, how do we take a step back? And for me, it's learning one, I am always learning to say no. Everyone, if you've known me, I've done the boundaries presentation, and I firmly believe in saying no, but I also sometimes believe that sometimes we get so caught up with everyone else around us, uh, and we feel like we owe them something, that we sometimes forget to say no because we don't want to let them down or we don't want to be a letdown. Um, so how do you lean into others? How do you say no? Etta, do you have any? I know Etta's on. I'm not sure who else. Carla's on. Hi, Carla. I hope that you have anything to add, but I'm curious. Um, Now, just to keep the conversation moving, I want to talk a little about leaning into help as well, because I know like when life gets hard, sometimes we forget to lean into help. We forget to I'm learning more now to listen to help. Oh, you say, Etta says, I can say no in a heart. Okay, I'm not quite sure what you mean by that, Etta. I can say no in a heart. Maybe a little clarification. Um, but also leaning into help. I had someone offer me help for the first time in a while. And, oh, in a heartbeat. Okay, there it is. Um, I can say no sometimes, and okay, there, yeah. You can say no in a heartbeat, Etta. That's great, Etta. I wish I had the ability to say, well, I can, and I do say no. I think though what happens for me, and maybe this is independent, and this is only something that happens to me, is I sometimes I feel like I'm owed, or someone, or especially when dealing with family or like close friends or people who you're friendly with. I think sometimes we run into that, like where we don't want to tell them no because we don't want to hurt their feelings, or because there was an expectation that has gone unmet, and you're, well, maybe I shouldn't. I'm a perfectionist. If you know me, if you really know me, you know that I like things just so. And I've learned to kind of let go a lot of that perfectionism in my days or my time. Um, but I no, Dima, I'm sorry, I can't see you. But I'm also working on not only just saying no, but learning to lean in. Like I said, I was saying earlier, learning to lean into others. I think it's so important to people offer help, I think, more than as as realize as warriors. And I'm looking at this now. I say no a lot because I want to feel like I can do it on my own and that I don't need help. But in reality, I really need to start. I think it's ingrained in us from a very young age that you can do anything you put your mind to. Um, and while I do believe that, I also believe that asking for help is not a sign of weakness, but a sign of strength. It shows when you need to delegate out work, when you can't do the whole load. So instead of saying yes to some things, I start saying no, but also saying, okay, I can't do this, but this. And I've been lately been giving people even outs for myself. When people tell me that they feel overwhelmed, I say, you can tell me no. Feel free to tell me no, because I think it's fair to be told no. Ada, you say, when you feel you have so much to do, just say no at this time. I can't help you. Yes, yes. Um, that's true. I think I think it's sometimes a little more complicated and nuanced than that. I'm curious as to how you say no in a pinch, because I know for me, if I'm already working on a project, um, it's really hard for me to say no when I know it's something that's been in motion and I just need to like do the work. Um, for instance, my son, I take my son to school every day. It's about an hour drive back there and back. And then in the evening, it's another hour drive. So I spend about an hour and 15 minutes in the car each day taking him to and from school, or 2 hours, I'm sorry, about 2.5 hours every day taking him to and from school. And my husband offers to help. And I remember getting frustrated because he would offer like right before I was walking out the door with my keys in hand. I'd be frustrated and say, oh, you could have offered to help earlier. But in his head, he's like, okay, crazy woman, you offered to help. I'm offering to help now. Do you want my help? And because it wasn't given in the way that I wanted it to be, I was not as quick to receive it. So I have found that it's sometimes easier just to tell him, yes, you can take Jet to school this morning, and just saying, okay, well, it wasn't the way I would have liked it delivered. However, it's going to still help me. There is a benefit here. What is the silver lining? And I love you so much. You just said, I just say no. And you know what, Etta, I can see that, but haven't you earned that? I think you've earned the right to just say no. I think for us, for the younger generation, it's a lot harder on us. Etta says, yeah, she has learned the right to just say no. For sure. For sure. Um, and we have to talk a little bit. I think when we talk about um, like being busy and saying no, and I want to just dive into just a little bit about being busy for busy's sake. And I'm learning that there's a couple levels of busy. And I've also learned to stop speaking to myself negatively. And there are seasons I feel like I go through that where I'm ebbing and I'm talking really negatively to myself. And it's not necessarily I'm speaking out loud, but a lot of times in my head, I may say something like, um, I'm really tired today and you have a busy day. You're not going to be able to get all these things done in my head that I have on my list of things to get done. Instead, I need to say, let's get excited if we can pump out 2 or 3 of those things. We have accomplished a great day, because sometimes my tasks are pretty big. So we don't want to be busy, for busy's sake. We want to be like, let's figure out how can we um, get the work done without just being busy. How can I jump into that part of my life? How can I talk myself into greatness and say, today we are going to accomplish things we're not going to just be busy for busy's sake. Like, we're going to accomplish things. And let me tell you, I've even started back, like, listing my list of things that I did if they're not on my list, because it's like, hey, I did this and I'm proud of doing this, even though I didn't have to do this. Like yesterday, I cleaned out my underwear drawer, and this is probably way too much information, but I was like, I don't have a lot of things in here that I don't use. So I wrote it on my list. Hi, Dima, are you back? Here she is.
Okay, my computer, I need a new computer. But I'm back. I'm here.
Yay! Welcome back. Well, I was talking a little bit about busy for busy's sakes, and how we talked a
Yes.
little bit about saying no. And I talked a little bit about always being on. So I'm willing to hear your take on this, because I feel like I've been rambling. I'm sure people don't want to hear me speak anymore. So you go.
So yeah, I'm in the I'm in the place right now where I'm trying to find and minimize the things that I enjoy, because everything I do I enjoy. I love going to church. I love serving in my ministry. Um, I love working as a health coach. I love pageantry. I love helping the consortium. There's like, but and I have a nonprofit. All these things I love. It's just kind of like process of elimination. Like, some of these things have to go. And there's a
Yes,
season for everything. And right now I'm in the season, I feel like I need to be in the season of rest and just rejuvenate my mind.
right.
So, I know I have a big like health coach assignment coming up, but I know afterwards I'm going to take a step back in some areas and let other people do what they're supposed to do, let other people do their jobs, because
Absolutely.
I think it's very important for me to kind of rejuvenate, because all of all of my work is like, it's not manual labor. It's all intellectual property, it's all creativity, and that's really exhausting, because we have to think fast on our feet as a creative, um, and we have to come up with make something out of nothing. And now adding writing research papers and protocols and all of that to the mix, it makes it hard. And
Mm.
my brain can't work that way. So for me, I think I have to be very intentional about rest.
Yeah, I know. It's funny. I actually, a girlfriend of mine told me yesterday, take a nap. She's like, I don't care what you have to do to tomorrow, take a nap. And I was like, I can't take a nap. Like, I don't have time to take a nap. And she's like, well, this is why you're losing weight. This is why because you're not giving yourself the rest you need. And it's like, and in my head, I keep saying, in 2 weeks, this will be over so I can rest. In 2 weeks. But what happens is, and what I'm noticing, what happens is this season that I'm in 2 weeks, there's another meeting put on my agenda, and
Right.
now I'm flying to somewhere else that I didn't even know about until today. And now it's like, oh, so psych, you're actually flying. And so
Oh
that,
no.
and in my head, I'm like, well, I need to get all this done before I go to that meeting, or I need to get all this done before I have this event. So I find myself being, again, busy for busy's sake. And so, again, trying to get out of that space of what needs to go. And that kind of leads me back to when I said earlier about, is it bring you joy? Because, like you said, advocacy brings me joy. Working in this space with all of the wonderful people I work with brings me so much joy. I have made such great relationships with you all. Like, I mean, I hang on, y'all. Y'all are like steak whenever I see you. I feel like a horrible person because I'm always like hugging on somebody. But I know that I don't want to get to the point where I can't do this work anymore because I'm so exhausted. So it's like you have to select what's going to give, what are you going to fail at. I remember hearing Sharonda Rhimes say that when you're succeeding at work, you're probably failing somewhere else.
Hmm.
And I was like, yeah, oh my gosh, it's true. And taking time to rest. And there have been periods in my life where I have definitely done that. I feel like God has me in a period of hustle a little bit, and I'm here for it, but I'm also like, okay, God, I'm receiving my blessings, I'm accepting my blessings, and He has provided for me all the way through. And when I ask, He provides, and I'm so grateful. But let me tell you, at one point I was like, okay, God, we gotta take a your girl gotta take a break.
Right.
We have some comments. Etta says, just write 3 goals you want to do in an hour in a day. That's good, Etta.
Good.
I have really taken to that. It's gotten like I'm a list girl. I like crossing things off lists. They make me happy. So if I can cross it off a list, I'm here for it. And then Shimonica says, I fully support that, sis. She's talking to you, Dima. Focus on you. You do so much and you deserve it. Amen. I believe that true. I believe that fully. Etta says, here's a book I want you to read. It's Self-Care Habits of Busy Woman by Tula Rhodes. This is a good book.
Oh,
Maybe we can have Sharonda put a link, or maybe Etta, can you put a link to that from Amazon into the chat so that way we can pull it up later? I'll write it down though. I will read that, Etta, because yeah, I need to self-care a little bit better, but you know what? It's like I said, it ebbs and flows. There are seasons where I'm so great at self-caring, and then there are seasons where you're like, oh Lord, I just need to get through this week. Etta says, here's another book. Etta, you got all the books tonight.
Etta, and thank you for my card. Etta is so
Aw.
sweet. I just realized I think I have the card around here. Etta sent me a card, and I'm so thankful. I feel like you are such a rock star in the community, and I really look up to you. So yeah, thank you.
Etta, you are probably, if I had to say one of the most dependable people in this space, it would be you. So
Yeah.
I want to give you your roses on that. One thing that you always do, and we've acknowledged many times behind the scenes on this initiative, is the fact that you are always, always, always dependable. You're always here for us. So we definitely appreciate the time that you've invested into us as well.
What's the other
So,
book? Put on.
yeah, I know, right? I was writing down the book. I'm like sitting here pumping it out. Etta's got us all else on these books.
I'm on mine.
So we're definitely going to dive into, like, I think we need to really dive into about what it means to be busy and how we can control. I think, and as Black women, we're so taught to do it all. We're taught to be the mothers, cook the dinners, clean the houses, keep the laundry going, make sure your kids are taken care of, make sure that we're taken care of as ourselves as warriors. So I think it's important that we take care of ourselves. And Dima, I'm here for your season of rest. I am so here for it. I would love to say that I'm going to try in December to really take some time in December to kind of sit back on my heels a bit, but unfortunately with my dad and his situation, I'm not sure that I'm allowed that grace just yet.
Yeah.
But
God rested on the seventh day. You know, so like, we need to extend that grace to ourselves, and we have to understand as women, especially as women with a chronic illness, we can't be everything to everyone. You know, because even the creator of the universe, I'm sorry, I'm getting biblical again. I don't want to offend anybody, but even the creator of the universe took time out, and he does everything for everybody.
you're
You know,
right.
so we have to think of it that way as well.
Girl, you didn't said a whole sermon. Oh, that's what Shimonica said. Preach, Dima. Eddie, you put a what is that? A link in the chat. It says tularoads.com.
Thank you for the tidbits of knowledge, Etta.
Dropping some serious knowledge tonight. Absolutely. And I think that it's also, in all of this space, I say this, like giving yourself time. It's okay to not be okay. It just is. Busyness does not mean that you're going to be okay. It's okay. Like, I am not always okay. You see me smiling on here, and y'all, if y'all didn't see us before this call, y'all would have been cracking up because we had our lovely, lovely, lovely moderator cracking up because we were all in a phase. So
Don't
it is.
tell the good. Don't tell all of the stuff.
It was okay. It's okay to not be okay. That's what I mean.
Yeah,
Sounds like we need to have Edit as one of the guests these days.
we sure
Absolutely.
do. We sure do.
Absolutely. Well, guys, we are about 30 minutes in. I don't want to keep you for too long. Do we have any last thoughts, last statements? Last month was amazing. It was a lot going on. I think that I hopefully, as a community, that you all got as involved as you could with and giving yourself space and grace. Um, and please reach out to us. We always look forward to hearing from you, to seeing you. You can reach us on the Sickle Cell Mental Health and Wellness Initiative Facebook page. Also, we are running a t-shirt challenge this month. We are running a t-shirt challenge. Wear your sickle cell t-shirt. If you wear one, take photos of yourself and use a hashtag SCDT. And what you're supposed to do is spill your mental health journey, a revelation, a helpful hint or a tip. And if you do that this month, we will take the person who posts the most, and your goal is to beat us. You want to beat us because we are going to blow it out of the water.
Can't be me.
Diva is a boss, so I'm not
I'm
even going
on
to
that.
lie. So take a picture, post it on Facebook, tag SCDT on there, and you can do at SC3 on there. We want to make sure that we see it. When we're going to do a tally at the end of all of this, at the end of this month, and you're going to get a wonderful gift basket. We have not figured out what those prizes are going to be, but we know that they're going to be awesome and they're going to be mental health related. So please, 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 please rock out SCT this month. Make sure you're wearing your t-shirts because we really want to hear about you and your journey and what you're going through. And we also want to hear your feedback. We want to know what we can do better for the new year coming up in January. We want to hear how we can assist the community and continue to grow this initiative. Dima?
I just want to close out by having 4 cleansing breaths. And
Absolutely.
remember that we breathe in and out because we as warriors forget to breathe. And the more air you let in your lungs, the more oxygen goes to your brain, the less brain fog. So we're gonna try it. And in the spirit of Dr. Brewer, who's not
There
here with
we
us
go.
today, we are gonna end with 4 cleansing breaths. So if you can have your feet grounded, feet flat on the floor, your palms up to receive, and breathe in. And out. Let it all out. And I'm gonna inhale, big breath. And out. Breathe in. And out. Last time. Breathe in. And out. All right, warriors. Thank you for joining us tonight. And we invite you to come every Thursday. Hopefully, well, not next Thursday because we have SCDAA. But the following Thursday, we will be here again, hopefully with our other team members
Yes.
to to partake in this health and wellness initiative. All right, you guys have a fantastic night.
Have an amazing one. Thank you for joining us. We really appreciate it.